ever-increasing numbers, we are now at a lesbian divorce rate of 72%.
Well, damn.
Just to add some fuel to the fire here, there were 306 divorces of female same-sex couples and only 167 divorces of male same-sex couples. Huh.
I think the reason why lesbians have such a high divorce rate is because nobody in the relationship likes to cook. They just eat out all the time.
Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner.
Lesbians have a 75% divorce rate. Y'all can't even put up with yourselves.
We all saw that video on P's World. Very good content that man is over there sharing. So, we definitely had to review this. And in this lady who is a married woman, her name is Jenny of All Trades on TikTok. I saw her before Speaking Facts. But this particular post she did, it now has a lot of lesbian and modern women very upset and very uptight about it. And we all know why. Women do not like any stats that will hold them accountable for their actions.
I could not resist, so I had to look it up. From the Office of National Statistics, from a 2019 study, in ever-increasing numbers, we are now at a lesbian divorce rate of 72%.
Well, damn.
So the top 4 reasons that they are reporting getting divorced is feeling ignored, inequality in the partnership, adultery, and domestic violence.
I would love to hear these women explain how misogyny, narcissistic, and controlling men affected these lesbian relationships. So these are once again some stats that you will never hear a woman talk about, because you want to know why? Because
he definitely got a point when he said these are stats that you'll never hear the women talking about. They don't want to talk about this particular. They're going to go on to something else. They will rather do another post that's going to blame men for whatever.
So these are once again some stats that you will never hear a woman talk about, because you want to know why? Because it shows that sometimes women can be the problem. And this is coming from other women when men do not play a part in this at all whatsoever. And this is the first time I've heard this before. The day that some of you start to learn what self-reflection is and understanding how you played a part in the destruction of your relationship and or your life.
In the words of the great Al Bundy, don't try to understand women. Women understand women and they hate each other.
These are the big ones. These are the whammy bammies, big kahunas right here. Adultery and DV. Y'all see it right there. Those are the big ones. Those are the ones that they charge men up with. The evil men, it's wow. So when y'all get together, the reason that y'all are separating at a nearly 80% rate is because of adult cheating and domestic violence. The thing that they say that men are the most just ruthlessly worst at. Men are just bad people. Like what we just put right there, those two, those are the reasons that some women give for why they started dating women to begin with. But those are a part of the top reasons why they divorce other women.
In ever-increasing numbers, we are now at a lesbian divorce rate of 72%. Personally, I feel like this lends some weight to men's arguments and complaints about how women are behaving in relationships.
Okay, first of all, fellas, women don't care about statistics. Let's get that out of the way. Women do not care about statistics. They don't care. They're always looking for the reason that this statistic exists. So I'm gonna have to say this. A woman will divorce you for not communicating well, for the sex being bad, for you not making enough money, for you not lining up with her spiritually. Men have very simple ways of living. So for example, if your woman isn't communicating effectively, you're either going to figure it out and work through it, or you're going to invoke that never-ending doctrine that men have to learn by the age of 6. It is what it is. A lack of communication for a man just doesn't seem like a reason to get a divorce. For women, top tier reason.
This was a very good post that I think all men should save just for future arguments with your lady. Let her know that she can go get in a relationship with a woman and it still wouldn't work out either. They still will have the same relationship problems as you and her.
All right, I'll make this quick. I'm extremely disillusioned. 72% of lesbian relationships end in divorce. It's much higher than our gay male counterparts, and it is much higher than the straight relationships. And while we can suppose a lot of things here as to why that is, the most concerning to me are the domestic violence statistics between women and the emotional abuse statistics between women. It has left me disillusioned, and I was already pretty disillusioned anyway, having exclusively been with women for the last 10, 12 years of my life, having been married and divorced to a woman. I already was pretty disillusioned. But looking at the statistics and the fact that they match my own experiences and validate my own experiences with women, I'm just going to leave that there.
Well, ain't this something? You know how many women done left men and have ran to girl-on-girl relationship thinking that was going to save them too? And apparently it's failing horribly more than anything. But I'm sure they'll find a way to still blame a man for this.
Who do you think is more likely to divorce, lesbian couples or gay male couples? We now have 10 to 15 years of research that show that lesbians divorce at a higher rate than gay male couples. There's only speculation why, and there are two reasons that I know of. One is that women initiate divorce at much higher rates than do men. And two, often lesbian couples move in too quickly. They're socially conditioned to be other-focused, and so when they partner, they're very much into each other really quickly, which doesn't have to be a bad thing, but sometimes that means that you partner with the wrong person and then you want to uncouple more quickly. So I was surprised at this. I actually thought it would be gay men. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe it was my sexism in my head. I don't know. But what do you think the reasons are that lesbians divorce at a higher rate than gay male couples?
And we all know a bunch of women who dated men and then they ran to other women thinking that was going to be the answer. But as you can see, all relationships are hard, especially when people move in together and start really getting close and you see how that person is and you see the true colors of that person in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night. So I think the biggest issue is that people are not used to living with other people. People like their own space. People are selfish. These women can't even deal with themselves. We all see the truth in what that is saying.
I told myself I wasn't going to post till later today, but when I was doom scrolling this morning, I found a lot of significant misinformation harmful to the LGBTQIA+ community. The lesbian divorce rate is not 72%, okay guys, it's not. I know this creator has hundreds of thousands of likes on this, and men are stitching it saying, haha, it's women's fault. The divorce rate is 14%, okay? Lesbians have a 14% divorce rate, not 72%, okay? Since I'm feeling like a smartass, people who have the highest divorce rate are people with their third marriages, okay? That 72% people are getting.
Why is the divorce rate for lesbian couples so high? Same-sex marriage as a legal institution has been around for long enough that there are now long-term studies about the state of marriage among gay couples, and although the field of research is still new, there are some interesting trends. In most of these studies, lesbian couples divorce at a much higher rate than that of gay male couples, and in some studies, even divorce at higher rates than straight couples.
Comment read, even lesbians have a high divorce rate, 80%, whereas gay men divorce about 15% of the time. Women divorce because women can't commit. So this is yet another example of this commenter taking statistics and leaping to a conclusion which is not at all the conclusion that the people doing the studies were coming to. I did ask them to cite a source, but I did, my own research, and I asked Google about, the lesbian marriage divorce rate versus gay marriage. Now, the data being cited is from the UK. The conclusions that many people came to were not that women cannot commit.
What do you think the reasons are that lesbians divorce at a higher rate than gay male couples?
Why do you, a male, think you are the appropriate person to be starting this debate on TikTok? You see, lesbians and gay men already have enough straight people arguing the merits of our relationships and whether we should be married or not.
And as a matter of fact, I do want to put it on the record and let it be known to the LGBT community that passport bros and passport men have no problem with you guys dating leftover Western women. We appreciate you stepping in this period of the football game and taking over the second half because we blew them out. Passport men was up by 50 by halftime. So there was no need to send in the starters in the second half and let the second string and the third string players deal with the second half of the game because we're going on to the championship. We are getting our passports. We are booking flights. We are traveling all over the world, and we're not even dealing with these modern women anymore. So I said all that to say that we have no beef with none of our lesbian sisters or the LGBT community. We appreciate you guys for dealing with the burden and the madness of Western women.
Guess what I'm doing? Boiling water for my coffee. Why? Because I'm divorced, without a prenup.
My point is, get a fucking prenup, otherwise you're gonna have to boil water like me because my ex-wife took my kettle. Have a good day.